Hello friends, bonjour. Today, as I am releasing this video to you, we are leaving for Paris. And so I thought I would put on my Parisian stripes and my beret just to celebrate that I'm recording this ahead of time. But today, as this video is going up, we're leaving for Paris. And so I'm so excited. We're gonna have such a great trip. Go follow me over on my personal page, just friend me, and then you can follow. I'm gonna be posting in my stories mostly. I'll try to keep my post to like one post a day. But in my stories, that's where I'm gonna be sharing all of the behind the scenes of our Paris trip. So you guys, this is gonna be so fun. So today we are going to be talking about myth busting, fact or fiction about some things about matcha. So there's a lot of crazy things out there that you may have seen. I remember when I got started with matcha, I didn't know what was fact or what was actually happening. You've seen me show you this book. I've really enjoyed learning from this, but I'm gonna make today, while we do our myth busting, I'm gonna make a cold matcha latte. So you may have driven through and gotten one of these from Starbucks or from a coffee shop. I don't particularly like it. And my sweet dad messaged me the other day and he said, I went to Starbucks and I got a matcha latte. And I said, oh dad, that's great. Did you like it? And he said, kind of tasted like alfalfa. And I don't want anyone to have that experience. I don't want you to think that that is the only way that matcha can taste. So I really am hopeful that you'll give our Sipology matcha a try, because it seriously changed the way that I was looking at matcha. And now I can't go a single day without it. I'm taking it on our trip. I will have matcha with us every single day while we're there. It's just a game changer for me. So let's get our matcha latte started. I've got one of our glitter cups. This is kind of a fun cosmic glitter cup. And today's flavor, I thought I would make our sweet chocolate chip cake matcha. This is such a delicious flavor. Oh my gosh, so good. So for an iced matcha latte, I still start out with hot water. Let me show you what I do. Let me get the matcha open here. Come on, little matcha. All right, matcha spoon, half a teaspoon is a serving. So let me get the matcha into the glass. All right, I'm just gonna put the powder straight in there. Today, I'm just gonna use our electric frother and show you that. So let's get, I'm not gonna put as much hot water as I put yesterday in the bowl. That was a little much. I actually couldn't finish. That was so much matcha. Whew. So let's just froth this up. I just wanna get it all suspended in the liquid, in the hot water. But I want this to be cold, so you can see the steam coming off of it. I made the water the same temperature that I usually make my tea. I usually am about 175 Fahrenheit on my tea. All you really need is to dissolve the matcha in the water, and I find that it dissolves better in hot than in cold. But I don't think I had to have it at 175. That's just what I had the tea kettle on for today, because I keep it on all day long. So you can see the foam, you can see the bubbles there on the top. And now all I'm gonna do is pour over. This is my unsweetened vanilla almond milk. This is my favorite, it's my go-to. I drink dairy, I just prefer the lower calories. This has 30 calories per cup. And so I would rather, sometimes I splurge and go full dairy, but today I'm not. Today I'm gonna do almond milk. But on my iced cold matcha lattes, I like a lot of milk in mine. And I just think that makes the prettiest color. So it's a lot more milk than matcha. And then just to make it extra super special, I'm gonna put on a little bit of our taste topper just to sprinkle it on the top. This is the salted caramel flavor. I'm just gonna sprinkle, just a little bit there on the top, just to kick it right over the top. Okay, so iced matcha latte. It's cold. That chocolate, man, that sweet chocolate chip cake matcha, it's so good. Man, that is delicious. Look what a pretty color that is. Isn't that fun? And for pennies on the dollar of what you would have paid at Starbucks, I promise. This bag of matcha costs $40. And you get 62 and a half servings. In the unsweetened matchas, I've got, let's see, I have an unsweetened, I think I have pumpkin spice right here, maybe. Nope, I've got it down here. Any of the unsweetened matchas that don't have the stevia in, you're gonna get 100 servings in your bag. Can you see that right here with 100 servings? I know it's backwards. In the unsweetened, you're gonna go anywhere from 60 to 100 servings per bag for $40. And then think about, that's like 5 trips through Starbucks if you're getting the lattes there. So nothing against Starbucks. I go to Starbucks too. But I mean, this is so cheap and so easy. So delicious. Primo. All right, let's do some myth busting. Are you ready to learn about some myths about matcha? Let's do this. I'm pulling this exactly out of this matcha book. There's a page in here called Matcha Misconceptions. So let's look at a couple of myths about matcha while we're here together. Fact or fiction? Let's bust a myth. Matcha is just green tea. I hope you've heard me talk about the fact that matcha is actually a specialized green tea. It's powdered. You don't steep it like you steep tea leaves. And it's made a special way where they shade the tea leaves for the last 4 or 5 weeks of the growing season before it's harvested. And then we have those 2 different, like ceremonial and culinary grade. But it's only green tea in the fact that it starts as green tea leaves as it's grown. It's from that same plant, Camellia sinensis is the tea plant. But that's where we get black tea and white tea and green tea. That same plant, depending on how the leaves are processed, determines the type of tea that you're gonna get out of it. And I just think that's really, really cool. All right, fact or fiction? Here, let's bust a myth. All powdered green tea is matcha. What do you think? There's a lot of places that are growing and trying to get on this matcha train, and it's not actually matcha. It's not the same thing. So matcha is the only powdered tea produced from tencha, which is that shade-covered Camellia sinensis plant. It's a form of green tea, but not all green tea powder is matcha. So you may have even seen like a black matcha powder or a white matcha powder. Don't even waste your money with that. But the quality matters, right? The kind of matcha that you're getting is going to make a difference. Fact or fiction? Matcha can be produced anywhere. What do you think? I like to use this analogy. You know how with champagne, you can actually only call it champagne if it's grown in the Champagne region of France. There's my little beret. Same thing here. Matcha is only grown in Japan, and actually in just a few very select places in Japan. So it's really, that may change in the future. There may be places that come out as big matcha producers, but for right now, only Japan is the place that can grow matcha, just like Champagne in France can grow the wine that becomes champagne. Fact or fiction? Matcha is absurdly expensive. What do you think? I realize that paying $40 for a bag of powder is steep, but when you think about the amount of servings that you're getting, even in the sweetened versions where you're getting 62.5 servings, my math brain is not going to connect, but we know that's less than $1 per serving. 100 servings out of a $40 bag, that's a lot of bang for your buck. And so that's actually fiction. It works out typically to about, this says $1 a gram, and is typically, a typical serving is 2 grams. So in our matcha with Sipology, you're gonna get, in this case, this is a 100 gram bag, no matter if it's sweetened or unsweetened. So $40 for 100 grams is actually a little cheaper than what they're quoting here. If that $1 per gram were true, this would be a $100 bag. So I think it's actually a bargain. Let's see, fact or fiction? Just pour hot water over it and enjoy. No. You've seen how we have to whisk it up. We want to get it suspended really well. You don't want those clumps. It's powder, like it's the consistency of baking powder. It's very, very fine. And so you want to make sure you get it suspended in the water. I don't think you would enjoy it. If that's how you tried it the first time, is just to put it in hot water like you steep tea. That's not going to be very pleasant. Fact or fiction? I have to use a bamboo whisk. Not if you're in Mandy's kitchen and you're trying to hurry and you use that electric whisk. Now we do have a matcha whisk with Sipology. My problem, the reason I don't ever show it is because it has to have a flat bottom. I've got it right here. Pardon my cabinets there. You have to have a flat bottom for this to work. Here, I can show you in this little jar. Do you see how it spins as you turn it up and down? I just don't have mugs that are clear that I can show this working, but that's our matcha whisk. You can use that and it's great. It's super fast and it really does a good job suspending the matcha in there. So you don't have to use a bamboo whisk. It looks fancy and it feels kind of fun. Fact or fiction? If you drink matcha, you shouldn't drink coffee. No, definitely. I still drink coffee. You don't have to give up one to have the other. You can actually put matcha in your coffee. If you want like a supercharged caffeine burst, just dissolve that matcha in your coffee. Can you imagine like that, this one, right? Either that cinnamon one that we made, was that yesterday or I don't remember. I've made so many videos. Let's see. That cinnamon matcha or today's sweet chocolate chip cake matcha in your coffee. Woo, a little splash of cream. Good stuff. No, drinking matcha is not like cheating on coffee. It's just a different kind of energy that you're going to be getting from that. Let's see. Fact or fiction? This will be the last one we do. Matcha is bitter. If you have good matcha, it shouldn't taste bitter. Now, there are a lot of companies that are trying, like I saw matcha at the grocery store. I was at Walmart the other day and they had matcha for sale. I really kind of wanted to buy it and bring it home and see how it tasted because I can't imagine that it would be as good as ours, but I'm a little biased. I recognize that. But the source for where it comes from, I mean, you want to make sure you're getting matcha from a good source. And I trust Haddam and where he is sourcing our matcha. So that is today's lesson, matcha, fact or fiction, doing a little myth busting. And today we made an iced matcha latte. I wish you guys were here in person and you could just taste this. We could just make each person a little shot of their own iced matcha latte. It's so delicious. Okay, come back tomorrow for our Wednesday Lunch and Learn. We're going to be talking about the antioxidant benefits of matcha, and I'm going to be making, I'm looking at my list, I'm going to be making a matcha fizzy sour. That's one of our new products. So I'll be making that for you on tomorrow's video for Wednesday. So we're off to Paris. Go follow me over on my personal page so you can keep up with all of our journeys, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.